Hi everyone, bit of a different video this week. As you're watching this, I'll probably be at 2000 Trees Festival in Cheltenham. So I'm recording this on the Wednesday from my car with air conditioning, so keeping nice and cool. I hope you are too. With this video, I don't actually have a plan. Watching, you might think, Pete, I've seen your videos before, it doesn't sound or look like you have a plan anyway, but normally I've got at least a rough idea of what I want to talk about in a video. Not so much this week. I haven't actually been up to that much in regards to games or collecting or anything like that. I've got a bit of a turbulent time going on in my work life. Hopefully that's going to be all sorted out soon, but it hasn't really left much room for frivolous hobbies like collecting old video games. I did manage to last Sunday, I did my kayaking, the one that got cancelled, rescheduled for this Sunday, just gone. It was very fun. I got very wet. It was a lot of hard work. I was very sweaty, but I did enjoy it. It was really good fun. I'm glad I did it, and I would do it again. And yeah, it's kind of set me up for the paddleboarding I've got in a couple of weeks. So hopefully that's as much fun and I enjoy that just as much. This weekend coming, like I say, I'm at 2000 Trees Festival on Thursday and Friday, so see some new bands, some bands that I've never heard of before. Live music is always good. Unfortunately, the headline act on Thursday had to cancel and reschedule. That was Alkaline Trio, who are one of my favourite bands. They've been replaced by, I want to say, Don Broco, I don't know. They're not really my thing, but again, live music it's always good, and it hopefully will be a good atmosphere. And then on the Friday, the headline act, A Funeral for a Friend, so I'll get to relive my youth emo boy days, back when I used to have, believe it or not, a big fringe that was dyed black with a hot pink flash in it, because I thought I was so cool. How wrong I was, and I'm reliably informed that I am not a cool person now, so you know, carrying that tradition on. And then on the weekend, my weekend's full of playing Pokémon Go Fest 2026. I always enjoy Go Fest. I love playing Pokémon Go. I know it's not very cool for a 41-year-old man to enjoy Pokémon Go, but Pokémon's one of my favourite franchises. It has been since Pokémon Blue on my Game Boy Pocket. I've been hooked ever since, and it's always a good excuse to get out and see a different city. Each year we try and go to a new city in Europe to play. We did Amsterdam, that was a lot of fun. This year, staying in the UK, going down to Bath, because everyone says how nice it is, and everyone says, you tell someone, I'm going to Bath, the reply is, it's lovely there. So we'll find out. Looks like a lot of old buildings, but we'll see how that goes. I'm sure I'll have an absolute blast. But yeah, one of the things I've been thinking about this week is people naysaying and putting a downer on things that you want to do. Particularly if you struggle with a long-term condition, like myself. I'm type 1 diabetic. Whenever you want to do something, a lot of people, I'm going to use last year's summer goal was to walk up Mount Snowdon. Well, do you think you should because you're diabetic? This year's goal, I want to go kayaking and I want to try paddleboarding. Why? And a lot of these people who will be like, you can't do that, why would you want to do that? I don't understand. And not understanding, it's fine. If it's not for you, it's not for you. That's absolutely fine. No problems with that at all. Different strokes for different folks. Enjoy what you enjoy, but don't piss on somebody else's parade. If you want to do something, just go and effing do it. Just do it. Don't let someone else's negativity and closed-mindedness restrict you from doing what you want to do, for going on adventures that you want to go on, from experiencing things that you want to experience. And a lot of the time, the people that have these closed opinions about what you can and can't do and what you should and shouldn't do are the people closest to you. And I'm not saying, don't listen to family, friends, partners. Yes, their opinions are valid and important, but they're not the only things in the world. You've got to do what you want to do. You've got to do what speaks to you. And I think, especially if you're, I've mentioned before that I suffer with depression and anxiety, and I have done my whole life. Currently on a waiting list for an ADHD diagnosis. They're looking at potential autistic traits, and people get used to you acting in a certain way, and I've got a history of being a people pleaser, for going what I want to make other people happy, making myself small to fit in with other people's ideals. And you don't have to, and a lot of that pushback comes from your personal growth. I've mentioned before that I've got a therapist who's helped me an incredibly immeasurable amount. We are 12 months in to me doing therapy, and I feel like I'm not even close to the same person as I was 12 months ago. I'm a lot better, I'm a lot happier, I'm putting myself out there a lot more, I'm being more open to what I want and what the world has to offer. And if you're watching this random little YouTube video in the sea of YouTube, I hope you can take from it a bit of inspiration, that just because you've got maybe a physical or a mental restriction or disability, it doesn't mean that you aren't allowed to enjoy things. You aren't. What you want isn't worth anything, because it is. And I'm now conscious that I've waffled on and on for over 9 minutes, and I've got really quite preachy from the comfort of my air-conditioned car. I'll put the normal Discord and Instagram links in the description. If you'd like to give a follow or join the Discord, it's free. We can have a chat. You can let me know about things that you want to do and adventures you want to go on, or the core of what this channel is about, which is video games. Talk about what you want to play, talk about how shit Sony are for trying to discontinue and discontinuing physical discs, and all the the mud of ownership that brings. But yeah, stay cool in the heat, have a good weekend, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care, bye bye.